Good morning, GTO sir. The topic of my lecturette is NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I have divided my topic into three parts: the background and history of NATO, the important operations by NATO, and lastly, the India-NATO relations. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, is an intergovernmental military alliance with 30 member countries, 28 European and 2 North American. Established in the aftermath of Cold War, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or the NATO, implements the North Atlantic Treaty, which was signed on December on 4th April 1949 in Washington DC. And during the Cold War, the NATO was seen as a check on the threat imposed by Russia in the Cold War. And after the disintegration of Soviet Union, the organization still remained in place and also carried out many military operations in Balkans, Middle East and South Asia, and also in Africa. Now coming to the second part, that is important operations by the NATO. One of the most important operations by NATO was the 9/11 retaliation mission. The September 11 attack in the United States caused the NATO to invoke the Article 5 of the NATO's charter, which says that any attack on the member countries will be considered an attack to all. And this invocation was confirmed in 2001 and October 2001, and the many actions were carried out in the retaliations. The response was the Operation Eagle Assist and Operation Active Endeavour. These were naval operations in Mediterranean Sea, which was carried out to prevent the movement of terrorists or the weapons of mass destructions, and to enhance the security of shipping in general. And in the recent Russia-Ukraine crisis, the NATO has condemned in brutal words the Russia's aggression in Ukraine conflict. And after the since the Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, NATO has helped Ukraine to reform the military institutions, the armed forces of Ukraine, with many help. And now the individual member countries of the NATO are providing Ukraine with military equipments, arms and ammunitions, anti-tank and anti-aircraft missiles, howitzers and drones to keep ongoing in the Russia's Ukraine war. And furthermore, the NATO alliances have been imposing several sanctions on Russia to with the motive to drain its resources and affect the course of war. And now coming to the third part, that is NATO's India relation. In NATO and India held its first dialogue in December 2019 in Brussels, Belgium, and the significance of the dialogue was the significance of the dialogue was that India and NATO has been engaging China and India and Afghanistan in the political dialogue, and the NATO and India converged in the ideas of China, counter-terrorism, Afghanistan, and Pakistan's role in Afghanistan. And lastly, the NATO affirmed that the India's dialogue will help in the cooperation of the member countries, and as India's share a geostrategic location, a unique geostrategic location, and will help the international security of India's own region and beyond. Thank you.